All right, so I got some parts in. So my good used crankcase half showed up. Look, no hole. And this was actually given to me. Guy in the forum named JJ. He's actually local to the area here. He's been on the forums a long time. Extremely nice guy. He was kind enough to send me this crankcase half for free, plus 2 coils. Because this crankcase has a different coil mount compared to the one I had. This one was a dual mount, and this is what they call a universal. So like this coil comes on several Stihl saws. And I don't know if he probably sent me 2. He didn't know if these probably worked. That's probably what it was. So he sent me 2. And yeah, I mean, that's freaking great. That is, I could not thank him enough for donating this to me. And so yeah, I'm actually going to have an extra coil now too. I can still use the lead I already finished on my other coil. So that'll be great. And then got my new oil line kit. Got my new clutch cover. Same one as I bought for that 461. It's funny it doesn't even say it fits a 461, but it does. I really like those for like 35 bucks. Got my lasso start. Got my custom spikes from customchainsawparts.com or whatever. He's on eBay. He's just a couple hours north of me. Great spikes. And those spikes even come with the mounting hardware. It's awesome. It's actually an aftermarket bearing for the Stihl proprietary. So somebody over in China stole copyrighted Stihl's bearings, but it's a second brand. I believe that's how you say that. C-E-K-N. Second. I know I've seen that before on, I think, bike bearings, but it seems like a good bearing for like half the price of what Stihl wants. I got my new starter symbol. That's gonna be great. Got my carb kit, and I got JJ also sent me one of these AV mounts. Had a bolt stuck in it, so he just tossed it in with it. I think I could fix it, but I actually bought another one just in case. This is an aftermarket. It was like $8. No big deal. That's almost all the parts I ordered. I got a few other minor ones coming, but it doesn't even matter because I'm not going to be ready for them now anyways, but that's great. So I was originally going to take this new bearing apart and put the ceramic balls in it, but the company I was going to buy the balls from is down in LA. It's in Anaheim, and I called multiple numbers they had on their website, emailed them a few days ago. Nobody's responding, so I really didn't feel comfortable placing an order with them and not even knowing if they're doing business right now. So I ended up just ordering some stupid expensive bearings from this other company, and they're going to work great and everything, so this will be saved for another saw. Okay, so I took the carb completely apart. So I got everything laid out here. And then I went ahead and punched it. Punched the main jet out. See that right there, that hole. And then I'm going to take my step down bit here because I don't have a bit big enough. And I'm going to go right through this. Probably I will not be putting this drill bit all the way through it, but it'll probably end up be about there. Drill out that venturi. More air means more power. That's what I'm going for here. And there it is. One drilled out, bored out carb. So I took a 3/4 drill bit, went through, and then I put some sandpaper on my sanding mandrel on the flex shaft and kind of smoothed it out in there where I had drilled. And something I didn't show you was right here is where the main nozzle is. I believe that's called the fixed jet. And this goes in here like so. So this is a press fit. So I ended up taking a drill bit that was just under the size. And I just gave it a few whacks with my mallet, and it popped right out. So there's actually a check valve in here, and sometimes they do go bad and you have to replace them. I've never had to do that. This is actually, I mean, I've had at least 100 saws come through my garage. I mean, that's like a way underestimate, I'm sure. And I've never even gone this far with a carb before. Never needed to. So the theory behind boring out a carb like this is the more air you can get through the carb, the more air you can get into the crankcase. And, you know, if you open up your intake a bunch, it doesn't matter. What really matters is what happens here. Obviously, there's a point where, you know, you're going to make it bigger. It is going to help, but there becomes a point where the bigger you get doesn't mean more gains. But so I bored out just the center. There's a Venturi in there. It's just the center, so, you know, none of the plates change out here. So now I can suck in more air. I can get more air into the crankcase, and which means I can get more fuel into there, which means I can make more power. And it's back together. Now, which led me to this was that I came across a thread of an old timer, and it was actually specifically about boring out the WJ and HS series carbs. HS being a Tillotson, Walbro being the WJ. And I just thought, oh shoot, I got a WJ. That's what comes on the 064 is a WJ 6A. I don't know if there's other variations, but it's a WJ series carb. And the thread was actually specifically about this carb. Apparently, a WJ also comes on the 066, but for some reason there's some sort of internal circuit in the Venturi, and you can't really bore it out without getting into that. So I guess an upgrade for the 066 is actually taking the 064 WJ and boring it out and throwing it on the 066. But so yeah, I just happened to come across that thread, and it was exactly what I was working on, so I thought, oh, that sounds like a great way to make some power. Okay, so my bearings came in, and, you know, I'm not going to tell you what company I bought these from. Some of you guys could probably figure it out real easy, but I just don't care for the products they put out there for the prices they put them out for. You know, they sell their so-called, like, tuned mufflers, and they're really expensive, and they're stupid designs. Like, pipes straight out the front, right in front of the exhaust port and stuff. Like, nobody does that. And if someone does that, they don't charge you a lot of money. Anyway, so I'm not going to tell you who it is. But, so here's something interesting. So, this is the bearing I got. It's aftermarket. It's a second bearing, or Seekin. It's a good bearing. I mean, here's the... And then here is the ceramic hybrid. So as you can see, it's the exact same bearing, except this has ceramic hybrid balls in it. So, and watch this. Is that not nuts or what? Now, this one does feel like it's got a little grease in it, maybe, but... I mean, this is a good smooth bearing, nothing wrong with it. But man, the difference, though. But my point is that this bearing, I think, was 60-something. This one was like 15. I mean, if you just bought a pack of the balls, popped them out real quick and replaced them, you know, if you bought enough balls to do 2 bearings, it's like $40. So you're looking at 35 instead of like 60 something. I mean, that's probably what I'll do next time. I didn't do it this time, like I told you before. I don't know who's in business right now, so when things kind of calm back down, I'll see how it goes. But I will say this is impressive to me. That's pretty cool. And they sent me a bunch of stickers that I'll be throwing in the trash. Like, imagine if I sold people mufflers for like $100, an aftermarket 372 muffler for $100 with a pipe sticking straight out the middle, and I said it was a tuned muffler. That's some bullshit.